as most of you know, doing the jokes of a few people who don't already know my set. So I am an Uber driver, which it's gone pretty well for me. Only 3 taxi drivers have tried to kill me so far. But yeah, though in a way I kind of deserve it because I am sort of an asshole to taxi drivers. If you've ever been to the Amtrak station, you'll probably notice that there's like 5 or 6 taxis just sitting there waiting and waiting, and I like literally look at the train schedule and find out when the trains are coming and slip right in, steal our customers and slip right out. And yeah, I actually had to go on hiatus briefly for doing Uber because of a car accident. Yeah, can we turn on the music as much as I like the background music? Up there.
I was going to ask you to dance.
No.
That's what they all say.
I may be a virgin, but I'm not that desperate, so. Yeah.
That's his best line yet.
Yeah, I almost feel at this age, at this age, it's like, all right,
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah, I feel, it's almost like I feel like even though I hate it, I've got a good thing going. I have kept it up. Maybe I want to just want to keep it going. And are we ever gonna figure out how to? Yeah, this.
Where's DJ Retard when you need him?
I know. Yeah. Yeah. We had a DJ, and I just realized how risky I was being lending him my laptop for doing it. Honestly, I felt if I kept on doing it, just sometimes he was just gonna get just like yeah music. But yeah, fortunately that has not happened yet. Also, another thing about me, my dad's a big tennis player, and because of that, I was a big tennis player growing up. And I'm here to share with you a little secret about country clubs and tennis clubs. And just if you can't afford a country club or are considering using a country club to play tennis or like especially to use their pool and work out, here's a little secret. This is how you get into a tennis and country club. You just walk in. Dead serious. Have you ever seen any security guards at a tennis club and country club? They're not there. Well, if you are Mexican, just play the race card. They do not want to be the tennis or country club that got accused of being racist. And so, and really just think about the fact that the person at the desk, do you really think that they just spend hours just memorizing the pictures of every member and know every single name? No, even if you're asked to sign up, just write Jones, member 321. They're not, they won't question it. And yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. In your honor, I'm never going to comb my hair again. All right. So we got a lot of comics for you. First up, we have Alex Wells.
All right.
Thank you very much, everybody that came here to experience my midlife crisis with me. Give it up for the comics that are here, because it's really good to see that Saul's still alive. That's pretty exciting to me, you know? Like, I don't take a lot of things for granted, but like Saul maybe being dead was one of them.
Made it to another week.
At least like a month. I don't know. We got the young Cheech over here. That's just a stereotype, but it's okay. We're comedians. Like, we do that kind of stuff to each other, and it's like it's tasteless. It's like, all right, well, we need to get it out now before we do it on stage. So apparently I didn't get it all out. All right, hey, we got the Louis Anderson's kid over here, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty cool that he came in tonight. I came here like pretty high on cannabis, right? So when I went back there, I was like, am I actually having a conversation with Louis Anderson right now? Because I've seen him before, you know, playing slots in a Vegas. Why not at a fucking nightclub in Santa Barbara? You know, life's weird. I think if anybody can agree on that, it's Gary. Because just look at him. Look at his stupid face. That's not even a joke, people. Shame on any of you that laughed.
That's not even a Gary.
All right, so this guy back here, he's a professional heckler, which usually I'm like, fuck, that sounds terrible. You should kill yourself. But since this is a comedy thing and we're having a good time, I was like, dude, you should totally come up and heckle me during. And I don't know if I should have not asked him to do that. But it's good practice, you know, like in this profession, what do we want to do? We want to go tell people stories, and like every now and then they'll get excited and try to tell stories back. You know, except here they're just like, yeah, but dabba-doo!
Yeah, there he is.
And we love to have those people here because when you hear that sound, you can't be mad at that shit. You're just like, that dude's having a kick-ass time. And I got to be there, and I got to watch it, and I got to record it later. I don't know, I'm hoping here. Come on. John Kerris brought out a camera, and you guys are going to admit that you're weirdos. Nobody. We're not strange. I'm the most normal person here. I was thinking about doing some character work. I want to like really get into the role of crazy veteran that's doing too much drugs, you know. And I was getting into costume, you know. I was like putting on a green shirt, and I was like, I could sew like a name thing here, you know. It's the reason I'm terrible at remembering you guys' name, because like I just got spoiled for years. It's like, what's your name? Steve. All right, that's a weird last name, Steve, but let's go do push-ups together. I guess it sucks. And then I was like, I don't need to dress up for that. I'll just do me, you know? I'll just do the truth. I'll just walk down the street. It's crazy the way different generations deal with people going crazy, you know? I saw a dude going crazy recently, and I was like, I've been there. Like, you know, I respect what you're doing. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should call somebody, you know? And I asked the older generation for advice, you know? I made the mistake of asking my mom. I was like, well, what'd you do in this scenario? Because I live with my mom. Don't make any mistakes. Like, I'm not achieving any sort of success in my life right now. Like, I'm just a dude that does a lot of drugs and goes to places like Wildcat and stares deeply into strangers' eyes while telling true stories. Yay, comedy! Who wants to overdose on drugs later? This would be the place to do it. It's like, you know what? I might overdose on drugs with you guys if you make me laugh. Because I don't just overdose on drugs with anybody. I'm not a fucking hobo. I'm a comedian. All right. I have to say that out loud just so people know I'm not just a drug addict. Telling a fairy tale. Hey, I got a fairy tale for you here. Louis Anderson back there made this the only place where you could be like working through comedy before doing a show and like intern in a musical. Hell, I'm going to do more Army stuff. Fuck it, you guys have heard it, but they haven't, and you guys aren't important as people. You know, I guess it's a fact you got to come to terms with. These people are the ones I want to impress, you know? Guys sitting down at the end of the bar just like having a drink, probably making like a multi-million-dollar real estate deal. This place is weird. This place is like, there's a lot of money here. Do you have a lot of money, sir?
Yeah, no, I'm a carpenter, bro.
It's like, dude, I'm Jesus. Welcome to your drug trip. I've been here the whole time, but you are a figment of my imagination.
Fuck, you live in Santa Barbara, you can't afford shit.
I put an ad in the newspaper for that very problem just recently.
Which newspaper? The news press?
I put it on the online version of the newspaper called Craigslist. I was like, who wants a fucking dude to come over to their house and get really stoned and maybe tell you jokes and probably not steal your stuff?
That was you?
That was me, and thanks for fucking hiring me, Louis. Would have really appreciated an opportunity to like study with a master, you know? Just like, Louis, how much cocaine are we gonna do today? It's like, a bunch! All right, can we finish by playing slots at grocery store? Man, could you imagine the fucking childhood you'd have to endure if you grew up with a fucking comedian? All I had to deal with was fucking separatists, you know, that just wanted people to like leave them the fuck alone.
Oh, I got it.
It took him a minute there because he's not just really gay, but he's also pretty dumb. If you people couldn't tell by looking at him, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to just fucking stereotype people, you know? Like it's good for you. You gotta walk up and be like, that dude's gay and pretty funny. And that dude's like, he likes jokes that are like well written, you know, because he's old and he remembers how to read. Shame on the rest of you. Then we got people like John Karras over here. All right, this is the part where I talk to other people. Usually it's just to myself, so this is like however much time I could get people to listen to me. Are you doing the thing over there, or are you just brightening me up?
I'm brightening you up.
Oh, there's no fucking way you're gonna get my good side. I had a fucking stroke tonight.
Bend over.
All right. Listen, bring drugs first, okay, and then you can ask people to bend over. Like I don't know what's going on with like the homosexual party scene, but like you got to do the drugs first, and then be like, can I pay you for sex? You know, I fucked for this jacket. I fucked a lady for this jacket. She said, you want to spend the weekend with me? And I was like, nah, like I have some pretty good-looking side bitches, you know? And she's like, well, how much would it take? And I was like, really don't want to fucking hang out with this lady and fuck her for money. Like, right? Those were the decisions I was making when I was 21. Like, that's not a good idea. I'm fucking ashamed of myself. All right? But I did it anyways. I was like, all right, how about $5,000? And she's like, how about $2,500? I was like, you serious right now? All right, let's go to Vegas. Fuck it. Laughing at your own shit's dumb. You're like, ha ha ha, no, it's just air escaping, ladies and gentlemen. I was having a stroke earlier, all right? It imitates the symptoms of gas sometimes. Steven, are we done here? What's going on?
You can go as long as...
Oh, we're just fucking, we're enabling people to just rant crazily. This dude over here is like, you know what, no, I'm checking out of life. I can't endure that, that's insane. What's going on now? Did you play basketball, my man? Oh, he missed it. He was distracted by the... This is kind of like an open mic, yeah. So if you want to tell some jokes, then you could just come up here and you go sign up on the napkin over there. Because we're balling, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be confused by our the way we live our lives.
It's a clean napkin.
That's right. We got a Jewish dude to look after our paper. Yeah, that's rock star level shit. All right. Well, let me pass this thing off. Before I do, I just want to say something real quick. Like, thank you guys for listening to me insanely ramble. That's pretty dope. Like, I can't even get my therapist to keep doing that. Thanks to all the fucking comics that came out. John Karras for deciding to come film us fucking weirdos do our thing.
Stand up and give it to you.
He wants you to do like a full bow and a tap dance thing real quick. And keep it going for our professional heckler, ladies and gentlemen. And your host for the evening, Stephen Amsmoker.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys. I've been thinking this a lot, always meaning to say that. Am I the only one who looks at that screensaver and whatever is just thinking, boobs, boobs,
I get a little turned on, but for different reasons. I don't know, it looks like a testicle to me. Yeah,
Oh, wait.
it's a different reason.
All right. We have tag team hecklers. Because one was not enough. All right, Mr. Mendoza. Good luck. Oh, Mendoza. Thank you. All right.
Put him on a stage.
Hey. Thank you.
Have you ever seen Studio 54? You remember Mike Meyers' character in that? Well,
That guy was there.
you remind me of Mike Meyers' character where there's this moment where one of the bartenders, he comes back from bartending at Studio 54 and dumps all this cash out on the bed, and he just looks at I think it was Matthew Perry or something, he looks at Matthew Perry, he's like, we're having a good time, you're making so much money, he's like, let me suck a cock. And he looks at Mike Myers like, I'm not gay, man. And he's like, ugh, labels, again with the labels. There's no gay, there's no straight. He's like, but seriously, let me suck a cock. You give me this vibe. You're just like, just let me suck a cock.
I totally have that vibe.
The Mike Myers vibe, but it's not good. Like Mike Myers as a gay guy is like, it's like weird to me because now I can only see him as either Austin Powers or Shrek. So it's just kind of like a rapey vibe. But I'm cool with that. See, a doctor. That's not a good thing. You need to go get checked. I was in Chicago not too long ago, and Chicago is awful. I hated Chicago. The weather just kind of sucked. The pizza was stupid. It just like lasagna on bread, which is just basically like pretty much lasagna. It's crazy. They allow you, like, there's stickers everywhere that just, like, it's a sticker that just has a gun, circle, line. It's like no gun sticker. And I had no idea that you were allowed. It's a carry state. You can carry your gun with you at all times, hidden, concealed. Great. Problem is, though, I had no idea, me being from California, being like, what the fuck? Like, who doesn't remember not to bring guns somewhere? Like, that should just be a fucking obvious thing. So I talked to my buddy about it, and he's like, you can carry here. And I thought, how shitty would that be if you get, like, your buddy calls you, he's like, yo, there's this new restaurant downtown, the food's great, the drinks are amazing, we gotta go. Like, get down here as fast as you can. And you're like, I'm on it. And then you coordinate your outfit to your gun and, like, vice versa, and you get down there, and there's that one stupid sticker, you're like, ugh, I can't go in here, there's no guns allowed, what are you talking about? The thing is, I realized at that moment, like, what kind of person is going to listen to a sticker? Like, where are you going to look at that sticker and be like, can't come in? You have a gun. You win any argument you will get into after that. Like, excuse me, sir, you have to leave. And you just like, try again. He's like, sorry, we have a table for you this way, come in. Like, you win this argument 10 out of 10 times. Another thing about Chicago was, it was my last night, and it's a Sunday night, and me and my buddy are walking around, and I was like, like, what can we do? So we walk up to this white guy. The only reason I'm bringing up his race is because he brought up ours so fast. So I'm like, hey, man, is there anything to do tonight? Is there anything going on? And he said, looks me up and down like this. Y'all Mexican, right? As if it mattered. Like I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And he's like, well, there's Mexican night down at Tito's down at this corner. Because I didn't know what about this screamed Mexican to him. Like, even my voice, if you put a curtain behind me, just like oh, it's just like, I don't sound, like, my name's Paul Vincent. Like, there's nothing Mexican about me. Like, I don't even speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. And it's so annoying every time someone comes up to me like, oh, but your last name's Mendoza. Why don't you speak Spanish? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, fuck. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Let's get on to the story. Huh? I'm getting to the joke. You settle the hell down. You settle down. Hey! You and your cute little Spanx. Anyway, back to the joke before I was rudely interrupted. See? But anyway, we go into Mexican night, and Mexican night in Chicago looked like this. It's about 5 Mexicans, that's including the bartender, and just like Mexican music. I don't know what the fuck it's like they're saying. It's Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. But anyway, I would go in there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? That's all the Mexicans that was in Chicago that night. So I go up and give the guy my card. I'm like, yo, can you open this tab? Give me some drinks. I'm hanging out with my buddy. My buddy's name's Alex. He's like a Hawaiian-looking dude. He's like, you know. And I'm like, this sucks. Do you want to like leave? And he said, yeah. So I go to close on my tab. I'm like, yo, can you close on my tab? Name's Paul Mendoza. The bartender starts getting weird. He says, Mendoza? Yeah, Paul Mendoza. You said Mendoza, right? Yeah. Is there a problem? And I'm freaking out because I think he has me mistaken for someone else. And he looks at the card. He looks at me. He's like, do you guys want shots? No one has ever been so excited to find out that I was Mexican, let alone serve a Mexican kid. Like, look at this person. I'm like, yeah, it's okay, there's no music, but I like the attention. Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off right now.
Oh, shit, one more drink. Damn it.
Someone else should buy it. Look how much attention she... I called her bluff. Anyway, hey, Louis. That's like your name now. Like I'll only see you as Louis Anderson. But anyway. So this person's never been excited to serve a Mexican. I was so pumped and I was excited. He's like, "You guys want some shots? Here's some shots." And I had to give this guy like a Yelp review, like a good one. I gave him 4 stars. He was missing 5. 1, not enough Mexicans. 2, not a lot of people spoke English. Like those are the few. That was what missed him out of 5 stars. Public bathrooms are disgusting.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Word.
Shirt's still not off, so I don't think you should talk to me yet. But wow. Anyway, public bathrooms are disgusting. They always look like what they sound, like open to the public. I've never walked into a public bathroom and been like, "Wow, this is really nice." Never. Like public bathrooms are like what the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot are in my head. Like a nice one is I'll believe it when I see it. Really, that's the idea of one.
They're gonna come bite your ass.
Finish your damn story.
Hey, I'm getting it from both ends. I'd rather have her. I'd rather. You want to laugh? Okay. Okay. Let's abide by his rules. Anyway, it's like this. Anytime I walk in a public restroom, I feel like I'm breaking and entering into a homeless man's apartment. Like, seriously, like, anytime I go in there, it's just like, fuck. I'm just, like, ruining this guy's day. Like, intruding, like, the worst is one time I couldn't hold it. Like, for me, like, public restrooms are, like, the last resort. Like, I'm more of, like, I'll wait till, like, I go home kind of guy, but I'm like, I gotta go. It's like, it's now or never. So I go into this, like, public restroom, and there's this homeless dude just in his underwear. They're not clean if that's what you're thinking, you dirty motherfucker. But, he just in his underwear, cleaning his clothes in the sink, and all the wet ones are hanging to dry on the stalls. And I just look at him like, and he's just staring at me, just glaring like, I'm like, fuck, like, I'm sorry, I ruined this guy's laundry day, like, you know, but I'm like, I gotta use this bathroom. It's his bathroom, it's not my bathroom, it's not anyone's bathroom but his. He's living in here, clearly. And the whole time I'm just like, do I just like, let him just glare at me as I'm taking a piss? Is like, you know, is this gonna be cool? Am I just gonna let this shit let this shit slide? Unlike my words. But the whole time I was like, fuck, I'll just wait till home. Like, I don't want to fucking ruin this guy's day. And that's the worst part. I walked in there and I was like, fuck. I felt bad, not because he was homeless, but because like, oh, I just like ruined his like laundry day. Like, oh, I just like stepped into his house without asking. I'm not racist, but is like the best thing I've ever heard, because anytime you hear anyone say that, they're going to say some racist ass shit. Like, for instance, I'm not racist, but Mexicans are pretty lazy. It's okay, I'm Mexican, I can say this. Hold your breath.
Very lazy joke.
It is a really easy joke, you fucking racist piece of shit. I can say it. See, that's the best part. I'm like ethnic, so I can pull the race card at any time. So I can look at him like, yo, you're racist. Everyone's gonna be like, that guy's racist. And he's white, so everyone's gonna believe me. No one's gonna question that. Another good one is, I'm not racist, but black people are bad tippers. It's kind of a light one, but let me clarify this.
Some black people here.
And again, this racist piece of shit.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Hi.
Beat his ass! Beat his ass! Beat his ass! Fuck him up!
I think two biggest guys here are black.
Alright. Thank you. Now I can really play the race card and make them look like assholes. So, anyway. Another good one is like, I'm not racist, but black people bad tippers. It's okay. I'm a bartender. I can say this and verify this. I always love when someone says, oh, it's okay, my best friend's black. I can say these things. Like, as if that makes the race you're offending, like, any easier. I don't like this girl. She has this, like, look at her.
You liked me like 5 seconds ago and I agreed with you.
I said I liked you. I said I liked you again.
Okay.
She's drunk. It's fine. Someone take her home. But, anyway, my favorite one I've ever heard is, I'm not racist, but Asians are bad drivers. Right?
Yes.
Hold on, let me hold the phone. I don't believe in that shit. First off, here's my first piece of evidence and my only piece of evidence. Tokyo Drift. Have you ever seen that fucking movie? It's literally a movie where a white guy goes to a bunch of Asians and learn how to drive better in a race with cars. Sure, Asians may have invented drifting by trying to avoid a 5-car accident they were about to cause, but they've made this weakness into a strength. They've harnessed it. Now listen, this new piece of information, every time you see an Asian person driving, you won't think bad driver, you're being like, skills behind the wheel that I will never comprehend. I love sex, I think everyone else does, unless you're Steven. Steven has yet to find this joy.
Oh my god.
He loves dick. But, not me. But at the same time, I've only played with one penis in my 24 years of living, and I loved it, so who knows? Like, maybe I do. You are like the detective. You're like Sherlock Holmes of the fucking Wildcat. Oh my god. If you need a case solved, Detective Shitty Kitty, Meyers.
Back to the story. So you admit you like dick. Your dick.
It's a good one, so far. So far, I've not been let down by it. But the best part about sex is just sex itself in the act, but unprotected sex, let's be real. Because condoms just kind of kill the mood, and it just makes me last longer, because, it's not as much feeling there. The thing about having unprotected sex, though, is if you're, like, with a girl, it's like that do or die time, and she looks at you and she's like, hey, do you have a condom? And there's that time you can either say yes, like, oh, yeah, I do, and get the condom, or you don't, and you say no. And then the one question she only asks you is, are you clean? That's it. That's her whole extensive research into you as a fucking person. Are you clean? And you could just blatantly lie to this person, like, yes. That's it. And she's like, and she's just gonna be like, okay, sure, just injure me right now. Like you could just be some disease-riddled motherfucker, and she just says yes. She was like, hey. That's hers now. That's like her mistake for the rest of her life. Like she'll have her phone better protected than she will her vagina at times, which is beautiful. I love that. But unprotected sex, for instance, let's reverse the roles. If I'm about to, me and a girl getting intimate, can you be a girl?
Yes.
You want to be a girl, I know, but I'm not picking you.
I'll be for you. I can be Anderson.
Alright, but anyway, things are getting hot, things are getting heavy. It's about to happen, it's going down. And I look at her and I say, listen, bet you do, you dirty motherfucker. I bet you fart, you get the covers and put them over your lover's head and just give him a Dutch oven. You sick fuck. Oh!
And you can't hear it if you fart.
Just like air just escaping. That's disgusting. How many dicks do you fit in there? Like 10? 10 dicks in there? At once. I'm trying, but you're talking over me. There's an easy solution to this. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, let's go back to where I was. Let's rewind. So, anyway. I look at a girl, I'm like, hey, listen, I just have to ask you one question before we have sex. Are you clean? I just ruin the mood. She's not going to have sex with me. She's going to think I'm an awful person. Like, how dare you call me a slut? Now things are getting out of proportion. You cannot do this shit.
Right?
You would know. This guy over here crushes puss on the rig.
Right?
Right? When you're just fucking a chick and you probably know more than that. Pound in the back. That shit hurts. Apparently, you can't do that to a chick too much. It's gonna hurt her. But at the same time, your pain, her pain's your pleasure, so whatever, fuck it. What's crazy about this generation is, this will be my last joke. It's totally, oh, wow. Here, let's make a few more then before I get off. Does your Hispanic thing also act as a corset? Because if it does, it's failing right now. Let's do another one. After this joke, you should be running away, just like your hairline. Let's continue with it. You look like the starter pack from an Abercrombie & Finch catalog, minus the body. The clothes are on point. How much leopard print should you have? Honestly, alright, cool. Got a few ones out there. Anyway, last joke. Weed. who everyone likes to smoke weed. I don't really like weed. I don't really get it. But they always say you're allergic. You're also allergic to being a nice person and a decent human being.
You just become best friends.
Weed is categorized as the gateway drug. If you do weed, you're going to do meth. If you do weed, you're going to do heroin. If you do weed, you'll do cocaine. But who doesn't love cocaine? Really. We're at the Wildcat, let's be honest. But I think that...
You understood your audience.
There you go, I'm finally appealing to my audience. But like, here's the thing. If you're just only doing weed and not doing all those other drugs, you're literally stopping at the gate and deprive yourself of all the better drugs. You cannot just do weed and just stop right at the gate. Like, that's like if I drove to Disneyland and just like hung out in the parking lot and got high. There's fucking 2 theme parks inside there. You want to go inside 2 theme parks. You want to do cocaine. Cocaine's so magical. It's one of those drugs where you can either do it off a mirror, in front of a mirror, just so you can visually see when your life's in shambles. Like, that's how great it is. You're going to see the destruction it's causing you. Alright guys, that's it. I'm done. See you in the
Okay, mister. I'm just gonna sit here with judgmental eyes and get all the heckling out of your system while I glare at you.
Comb your hair first.
You done? Alright, so next up, we have, you'll notice it's just like a whole line of 20-somethings, but yeah, we have something different coming up. Please welcome our resident old guy, Saul Morrison.
Like I'm 80 years old, so this is the hardest part. Just getting up here. The rest is all downhill. Yeah, so I'm the resident Jew and the old guy. You know, we have the virgin and the military.
It's okay to say drug addicts.
Well, I don't want to do everyone. And the token Mexican person. And Carrie hasn't decided what he's going to be yet. Anyway, yeah, I was born in Mississippi. There's 3 Jewish families in Biloxi, Mississippi, so I don't speak Hebrew, I don't know Yiddish. But after I graduated from college, I joined a Jewish troop of Hell's Angels. Yeah, and we had our own motorcycles made in Israel called the yarmulkes. And,
Is that how you lost your hair?
yeah, and we rode on the other side of the road, you know. We didn't have to rape and pillage and burn on Saturdays, you know. We had black, what do you call it, leather jackets, and it said never steal retail. We had tattoos, and it said call your mother once a week. And so you're checking on who's coming after me, right, Steve? Am I through already? No. You guys see that this thing here moving? Can you see that thing there? Sometimes it moves around. That's the picture of my last colon exam. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You stay right there, would you? Don't move.
Oh, if I go anywhere, I'll hear it there.
Okay, well, see if I have to change for you afterwards. I keep getting this letter. Maybe you guys get them from the Neptune Society. You know, cremation for your remains, right? It's cheaper than anything else. We've been getting them since I was 40, so that's 40 years. But now they're coming twice a week. And the last one is a really good deal. It's 2 cremations for the price of 1. So after the show tonight, if anyone here is interested in a really good deal, cremation for 2, see me, would you, afterwards? What? Well, I'm burning up here, right?
He's bald over him.
Okay. Yes, he's lighting my fire up here already. You know how the ISIS is trying to get these suicide bombers, which is not funny in itself, but they promised them 72 virgins, right? So I'm wondering, where did you get 72? Why not 79? Why not 32 virgins? A couple of, I don't know, help me out here. A couple of sadists, a couple of trends, what?
It's too many quinceañeras.
Well, they ought to advertise more, right? You have Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors, Chanel number 5, Heinz 57 varieties. So you have the suicide. What?
It's like, what do you need? You only need one.
That's an idea. You obviously don't come from a consumer society. There's no such thing as too much. But I thought, what if they want to, get kids that haven't reached puberty yet, or women, or homosexuals, let's just say. So could they have a catalog? It says on the front, it says 72 virgins if you become a suicide bomber, and you turn in, you could say 72 virgins equals 6 whirlpool washers,
You're definitely showing your age right now.
What would it be today? I don't know. 72 microwaves.
5 for each week.
Yeah, whatever gets you off. whatever gets clean and dirty. I'm getting the thing already. I haven't said, we don't talk about voting. How many are sick of the stupid?
I'm all for Bernie!
Okay, how many are sick of the stupid campaigns and the caucuses and everything, right? I think for young guys especially, and someone said gun carrying in Texas, in Wyoming, and places like that, they could get young people to vote by having the voting with their guns. They take this big boulevard and you block off the traffic, and everyone comes up, you sign your registration, and you can go drive down with your guns, and on the left side you have all the Democratic candidates, big mock-ups, pictures of the guys, girls, and on the right side you have the conservatives. You go down the lane, you just blast away. And when the polls close at 6 o'clock, they just count the holes. And whichever guy has the most holes in his head, that's the next president.
Yeah!
Or senator. God, I'm
That's
wasting.
basically how we elect the new gay pride.
Okay. I have to work on that. Guns. Go get guns. But a lot of things talked about drugs here. When I was a kid, we were so poor, we didn't have marijuana, didn't have any other drugs, didn't even have glue to sniff. We had to sniff Scotch tape. And, it's a funny visual, isn't it? It's stupid. Thank you very much. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Thanks. And I'm through. Thanks for being there. I tamed them. I fooled them with some good stuff.
That's a good job. Listen now.
And now I'm going to have a heart attack. And I'm waiting for Steve to come up here and take this out of my hand, out of my cold, dead hand.
With this election season, I had a thought, and when the thought came into my head, just the moment I thought it, I was just like, oh my gosh, the apocalypse is coming. And I just kind of thought to myself, maybe Trump wouldn't be that bad. Yep, apocalypse coming. So, yay, I got one person to laugh. So, good luck getting one person to laugh. I think it's his first time we have Tony.
There you go. This is the apocalypse. I'm off limits. No jokes about me. Everybody else is doing it.
Tony, go up there. It's the end of the days.
You're in. Thank you. Oh my.
I've dreamed about this. Dreamed about being on stage, being a comedian. Don't know if I'm funny enough, but we'll talk about this. We all have parents, right? We all love our parents. We're all embarrassed about our
No, we
parents.
don't all love us.
Not all of us love our parents. Thanks, Brian. Let me talk about my parents, okay? My dad, whitest trash man you would ever meet. I'm talking hillbilly, beer belly, alright, kind of guy. There's my mom. Sweet as can be, but very ditzy. Alright, so we lived on this ranch in Lompoc. Behind the house, there was a 30-foot drop. My dad told all of us kids, when you're mowing the lawn, never back up with a lawnmower. Okay, Dad, whatever. One day he's mowing the lawn. What does he do? He backs up with a lawnmower. He falls 30 feet down the ditch. And he's yelling for my mom. And here's my mom in the kitchen washing dishes. Listen to her sweating to the oldies. It's raining men, hallelujah. She's washing dishes and my dad's yelling, Jen, that was her name, Jen. Jen. She's like, what's that noise? She stops dishes, she goes outside. She hears my dad at the end of the ditch. The lawnmower's still going, which missed him. And he's like, get a rope, I'm falling down here. She gets a rope, it's not long enough, so get a ladder. So my mom grabs this ladder. She points it down, and it's one of those click, 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 click ladders, right? It's all click, 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 click. Hits him right in the head, he falls the rest of the way down. He's all, fuck it, call the ambulance, call the police. It was like that all the time at my parents' house.
Easter?
Oh, shut up. Don't make me go after you. So anyways, we have this very long driveway. And my mom's car broke down. And my dad had this hillbilly truck. And they had to tow it to get some gas. And my dad told my mom to get in the driver's seat of the truck. And all my mom heard was, go. So my mom's driving down the driveway, which is a dirt road. She looks back. My mom's car is going like this, left to right, left to right. My mom's like, oh shit, he's drunk. And then it slams into the fence, which lets the horses out. She stops, and there's my dad at the end of the driveway going, she's like, oh shit. But that's all I got. It's my first time.
Yay!
Parents are funny.
Yeah, you know, first time I went up on stage doing stand-up, it was just, I was freaking out, and every joke I didn't get just felt like a stab wound, and I kind of thought to myself, this must be what it's like to be in combat. But then I told that to this one guy, and then he just looked at me and was just like, I served in war. Yeah, who may or may not be in this room. All right. All right, thank you. Next up we have Josue.
It was me the whole time.
It was a competition.
It was a competition. Oh, Senator Wildcat, how you guys feeling? I like the enthusiasm. I like it. It's out there. It's out there. Now, I have a problem with crows shitting all over my car. Now, I'm not a violent person, and I would never like do anything malice towards like an animal. I'm not. That's not me. That's not me. So I had to figure out, like, how the hell do I get like these birds to stop shitting all over my car in a non-violent way? So I went into my house and I made myself a chicken omelet, and I ate it in my front porch to let them know what I'm capable of. my car is spotless now. Like, no crows ever shit by anymore. It's great, but the only like drawback was I live in a bad neighborhood now because all the crows carry knives. So it really didn't work out. Let me see. We're doing some political jokes. You guys seen like the Burger King commercial where it's like Burger King versus like a politician is like, Burger King is coming out with 10 nuggets for $1.49. He's like, what's your response? Like, 10 nuggets for $1.49. I thought for the longest time, like, oh my god, that caricature of a person, that's Donald Trump. He's being pompous, he's laughing at questions, and he's a dude with like blondish hair. And it took a couple of watchings to realize, like, you know what? I actually paid attention to a few things, and it's not a caricature of Donald Trump. It's actually a caricature of Hillary Clinton. Hillary, you're going to talk about the private email server you use that discloses private information? Private servers. Hillary, what's your healthcare plan? Healthcare plan? I'll tell you once I'm president. It's enough Hillary bashing. I'll make it even, I guess. Like, I'll do it. I guess I'm. What the fuck? I'm talking shit about Bernie now. What do I say about Bernie? All right. I guess here's my impression of I guess Bernie Sanders as my lawyer at a hearing against Santa Barbara City College because classes and books ratio is mismatched. My client, Josue Figueroa, it is obscene that he is a local person and he's paying $26 per unit. $26 per unit. Now, the book that he needs to get in order to pass his class, which they only ever use two chapters in the book, is $435.13 RSP. Now, is that just here, Your Honor? Is that just that the dean can charge these kinds of prices for the books? No, it's not. When he pays $26 a unit for said class. It took a while. A lot of time in the mirror for that one. People always ask me how I'm doing. How are you doing? And like for me, I always like, just another day in the doghouse. And it's not because I went to prison or anything. It's I feel I have this weird affinity with like dogs, and I'll give you some examples. I like to travel, and when I mean travel, I mean I don't go to other countries. I go to like other cities and like shop there. I went to this little store, it's like Spencer's, where it's a bunch of gag gifts. Like you open up, it's like, hey, congratulations on the job. Don't fuck it up. Like really cool gag gifts like that. And there was something that just caught my eye at the corner of the store, and it was something that was just sparkling, and I had to go over there. I had to walk to see what the shining, like, cylindrical thing was, and it was this, it was an Edward dildo, like Edward from Twilight, like the vampire. So it was like this pale dildo with glitter all over it. And it was boxed. It was in a box with writing on it, and like, Edward was spelled different because, you know, copyright issues or whatever. But like I had to pick it up. I was like, someone went to school. Someone went to school for this. Someone took classes. Someone maybe got a Pell Grant in order for them to get through school so they can learn how to like graphically design boxes for like sex toys. But that's another story. I turned the box around, and there was writing, and I had to read it. Someone spent time on writing things out, and there was instructions for the dildo. It said, like, for real vampire feel, stick in the freezer. And my first thought wasn't, that's disgusting, who would buy such a product? My first thought was like, well, where's the Jacob penis? And I put some thought into it, and I've got some valid points. Now, he's a werewolf, so, like, he would have this weird, like, dog dick-shaped dick, I guess. And it wouldn't be very presentable, because, like, it would look, in my head, it would look like a lipstick case with hair on it, and you'd have to like twist the bottom to get the dick out. But then the dick is dog dick red. Like there's no redder than dog dick red. That's the reddest red in the world. The red room is red, but dog dick red is still makes it look pink, pale comparison. And that's right. That's good to know. Yeah, you've all seen dog runners.
First time here.
First time here, yeah. Maybe. Is it your first time here? She's laughing. It means no. That usually means no.
I fucking wish.
Don't we all? Other examples like with just me and like dogs is I went backpacking in Sequoia Forest, and I thought it was gonna be me, my best friend, and his girlfriend. Wrong. Girlfriend brings her pit bull. Now the pit bull's all stocked up with like little bag, just like that. Imagine like pit bull just like that with the bags on its back with like little water bottles and a little like pup chow. And I thought this is gonna be the worst road trip ever because I'm gonna have to carry the dog the whole time because he's gonna get tired. But it was worse than that. On the way up, it was like a 9-hour drive, and the whole time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play with the dog. I'm gonna make the best of this fucking trip. Just play with the dog. Oh, Brock. Oh, you're a fucking good boy. All right, I'm bored. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. He's still kind of playing around. I'd wake up again 2 hours later, like, like broccoli. Oh, fucking dog. Oh, just play with this dog. Like, I'm getting bored. I'm going to sleep. And the dog was like just farting the whole time, and I was like, fucking dog farts, you know. They're just dog farts. They're horrible. They're silent. They're horrible. And that I kind of got used to the smell, but like after a while, like I got used to the smell, but it still smelled pretty bad. And like he's moving around, and I can kind of feel him moving around, and like the pats slowly start like sticking to my shirt. And the whole time I'm like, oh my God, this dog just diarrheaed everywhere, and it's all over his tail. He's whacking me with it. And what I woke up to, like, I wish it was diarrhea. Instead, I woke up to this like huge, like, this dog dick erection covered in like dog cum that's slapping the side of my stomach. And I kind of push the dog away, and the dog thinks he's playing with me, and like he's just like kind of jumping right on top of me, like, no, Brock, get off me, no means no. And like I try to jump up and over the seat, and he gets in behind me, he's like, no, Brock, cut it. I'm proud to say that I'm now CEO of the Jacob Penis, available to you at Spencer's. Thank you guys for your time. It's been great. I'll get your host back up here, Steven Amspoka.
All right, so it's been an interesting night. All right, last performer we have Carrie Boulder.
Don't go too crazy, everybody. I'm just super fucking awesome. What happened to the hecklers, guys? Like the last 4 guys didn't have anybody talk to them. You can't see. Wait, am I better over here?
You're so skinny.
Oh, that hurts. At least I'm not that fat. Right at the knees. That's whenever somebody talks shit to you, you just gotta take them out right at the knees. Just like, oh man, you got a little bit of facial hair. Oh yeah, well, your mom fucking raped you. Fucking right at the knees. Don't ever let anybody get there. What about heckler number 2? What do you got for me?
No, he just looks like David.
Oh, is these the 2 hecklers? I'm sorry, I haven't been up here all day. I'm just trying to figure out who's talking shit. Actually, I'm the one talking shit. Oh man, no, I love it. Welcome, guys. Come in, have a drink, make a joke. I'm trying here. Fucking host way, man. Talking about dog dicks, fucking werewolf dick, vampire dick. Fuck, man, that was like all the dick I needed in a set. I can't even tell all my dick-related jokes now. I'm trying real hard here, but like... Midgets?
Midget dick.
I'm not talking about midget dick. Unless you guys really want me to talk about midget dick. Right here. Midget dick, yeah! Let's talk about some midget dick! Oh man, I can't believe I'm yelling that into a microphone. Oh man. Did everybody have a great weekend? I don't care what you guys have to say anymore. Fuck the hecklers. Did everybody have a great weekend? I had somewhat of a hectic weekend. I had a party over at my house, and like I had this DJ. And you know how DJing is like somewhat kind of hard because you have to set up like all the music equipment, but otherwise like the whole rest of the job is just being like boom, 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 boom. I had a DJ this weekend crush under the pressure of playing music at a party. He was just like, I can't take it anymore. Music's too much to me. And
See, you have a gay voice.
you see, you guys see how much that was? You guys don't even want to hear my gay voice. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Music's like so much to me. So is comedy, I guess. I don't know. What was my last joke? I actually haven't even told any jokes yet. I've just been talking. There you go. All right. All right. So we got any couples in the house? Who's here? Who's actually got a girlfriend? I'm not looking at any of the comedians, by the way. No girlfriends. How about married? Do we have anybody who's married? Holy shit, what the fuck? Okay, there we go. We got one person who's married. That's awesome. I had a girlfriend. I'm young. I had a girlfriend and I'm young. So, like, when you break up with your girlfriend, right, you know, and you, like, moved in together and everything, there's no law saying that you get to split everything 50-50. No. So when my girlfriend moved out of my house, she got 100% of everything. And there was a lot of things I wanted to talk to her about, you know, like the dog. The dog was the one thing that we had that was, like, totally awesome. And I was like, we were trying to figure out who would split it. And eventually I was like, okay, we'll split the dog. But she got really mad when she got the bottom half of the dog. It was really bad. Saul was talking, we got Bernie Sanders in the house, and I love it to death. And then Josue impersonated Bernie Sanders, which was also very cool. I'm still more into the Obama impersonations. Because you know what? Fuck these guys. These guys aren't even president yet. They're like, I just kind of want to be like president, but we're going to act like it. No, it's all about Obama. You guys? I see one. I see one. I'm not going to count the second one. No. But there is two, yes. And I think Obama's crazy, but Obama's awesome at the same time. Because, like, if I was president, I'd be getting hammered all the time. But I feel like Michelle Obama would probably get mad at Obama for drinking all the time. Obama would be like, "Excuse me, Michelle, I am the leader of the free world right now. If I want to have a glass of martini, I'm going to have a glass of martini. And then I'm going to nuke Asia. Or just smile in front of camera, who knows?" Oh, man. Ha!
I didn't hear it, but I just...
Are you not listening? Are you just heckling, like, constantly the whole time? I'm just sitting up here, la, 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 la.
My fat friend had to get out.
Aw. Your one friend had to leave.
My fat friend.
Oh, your fat friend.
My other fat friend had to get out.
This is confusing. This is like a hillbilly reunion. My ex-cousin's ex-wife's ex-cousin. Look at that. Look at that. You're losing friends one by one, man. This is like boom, boom, out. Oh, man.
At least I didn't call you out, Ron.
At least you didn't call out Ron. You know what? Who could call out Ron? Who could call out Ron? Ron's the shit, man. What you drinking there,
He's
Ron?
my third skinny friend.
He's drinking this. There you go. Cheers. Tequila. Holy shit! In a beer glass?
Yes.
You got a pint of tequila? This guy is fucking awesome right here. Everybody needs to party with this fool. Where the hell is Alex when you need him? Fucking right there. That's the guy. That's right. That's right.
Where the hell is God?
Yeah, where the hell is God? You know, sometimes I wish I had a grappling hook to get out of situations exactly like this, so I could just be like, my girlfriend would be like, "Oh, Carrie, I'm pregnant." And I'd be like,
Or a gun.
"Carrie, I'm pregnant." Bitch. You ain't pregnant no more now, huh? What the fuck, man? DJ Crackhead. Oh, man.
Shit happened.
Apparently at your house it does.
What the fuck?
You're shooting women, man. I mean, I'm joking about it, but like, I don't know which is worse here in the end.
Don't you watch TV?
They are subjecting everybody to some crazy shit on TV these days, huh? Just like what exactly what they're subjecting us to right now. What is this? Sports Center? Who the hell wants to watch Sports Center? And then these fucking colonoscopy exams they got going on here. No.
Those are my boobs.
That's what Steven wants them to be. Steven wants them to be boobs. And I was like, man, I don't even know. That looks like my fucking screensaver from 1995, dude. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you, dude. What else could they be? Like, nothing, dude. Steven, get laid so you know what boobs look like, please. Like, we need it. We need this to happen. I think I'm about done here, but I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who came out. You guys are awesome. Round of applause to heckler number 1 and heckler number 2 for being just completely terrible people on the inside. And I'm going to bring this host back on, Steven Armstead here, everybody. Thank you. For jelling up for no reason!
All right, yeah, that's, I
sorry, that was really cathartic for me, but, all right, so, yeah, good night, that's the end of our set, see you later, bye.